I was released December the 11th, 2018. Parole Project picked me up. And I remember as I'm walking out of prison, I don't know what to feel, because that was normal for me for so many years. That environment, those women, that was family. And now I'm being released to a world I do not know. And my mother is a 74-year-old breast cancer survivor. And I remember in prison, my mom told me she had breast cancer. And you know, when you think of cancer, you automatically think of death. And I prayed and I told God, I said, Lord, if you spare her, I will go get my mother and I will make her last years her best years. 5 months after being with Parole Project, I've worked really hard, broke my toes, my back and everything, but I've saved up a little money and I could pay my first $700 rent note. And so my mom reached out to me because she was having some hard times. She's on disability. All of her money is gone by the time she pays her bills. So I worked even harder, worked overtime. I moved into my 2-bedroom apartment, one for my mom and one for me. And somehow I found out about the first-time home buyers program. And so I went online, still learning technology. I went online, and as I'm listening on the call, she's saying, on the Zoom, she's saying, you need credit. You know, you need credit, you have to have this, you have to have that. And I'm like, oh God, I don't have any of that. Been locked up all my life, I don't have no credit. And then she started talking about non-traditional credit. And I said, wait a minute. So finally I put in the chat, I don't have any credit, what's my option? So she said, well, we're running late for time. I'm gonna put my phone number in the chat, and if anyone has any questions, call me. I wrote it down. I really enjoyed your class last night. I said, but I have a question. I said, before I ask you this question, I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, and here's why I don't have any credit. I went to prison at 17, I came home at 43, but I've been employed since then. She said, oh my God, I wanna help you. That blew my mind. She said, here's what I need from you. I need your driver's license, I need your W-2s, your tax returns, I need 3 things you've paid for a year in your name. So I'm like, well, I had 2, which is my rent and my phone bill. I don't have another responsibility in my name. She said, you have Netflix? I said, yes. She said, that's it, we're gonna get you a house. And so, I mean, I really had the jaw drop look. I was like, is this, wait. Well, I just, and the next thing I know, I received a letter through email from my lender in Ruston, Louisiana, right by Monroe. You've been approved for $212,600. Excuse me. I said, Mama! Mama, we gonna get a house. We gonna get a house. And she started crying. She looks at me right now today and she say, Ivy, in my eyes, you're still 17, but God is so good to you. I said, Mama, God is good. I said, Mama, it's hard to believe sometimes, but I have to keep pushing, you know? And so with my real estate agent, I sent my real estate agent my paper. She said, yes. She said, I told you. She said, when are you gonna be available to go look at some houses? I said, I got choices. And so when we got to this certain house and I walked in the house, I said, this is it. It was just something that just clicked with me. I said, this is it. I closed on my house September the 10th, 2020. Really taught about the struggles. You're not taught about the successes. You're not taught about the possibilities. You're taught about it's really hard, so you got to be prepared. And that was my initial thought. Well, if I ever get home, I'm going home with my family. That's where I'm gonna have to go. I don't have anywhere else to go. But all that changed.